Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, here's your host, Madeline Roberts.
Thank you for tuning into our show. My name is Madeline Roberts. I am your host. I'm here with my co-analyst, Josh Callaway, and the new Lauren Linville. We also have a very excited live studio audience with us this evening. Guys, who's joining us today?
Yeah, we have members from the OU track and field team here with us.
And we're joined by Sooner golfer Riley Casey. And later on in the show, Lauren and I will give our Sooner MVPs from the overtime win over Army.
And our own Shiloh Sellers gives us an inside scoop of how one superstar sophomore is following in his father's footsteps on the tennis court.
Well, if you caught the Sooners win over Army on Saturday, you know we experienced a very, very, very exciting game, probably the biggest of the year so far. Now, a former Sooner was in attendance to that game. I don't know if you know him. His name is Baker Mayfield. He's a pretty big deal. Anyway, the Sooners got off to a smooth and fast start. Carson Meyer caught his first career touchdown pass from Kyler Murray, and the Sooners went up 7-0. Then Army started to do what they do best, drain the clock before scoring. The Black Knights and Sooners traded touchdowns, and then Kyler Murray had a huge 33-yard TD run to put the Sooners up 21-14 going into the half. In the second half, though, the Sooners didn't score. The defense only gave up one score, but it was a game-tying field goal or touchdown. Austin Seibert went for the field goal at the end, but barely missed, and to overtime we went. CD Lamb caught a touchdown pass in overtime, and the defense held up on 4th and 7, and the Sooners got the win 28-21. So ultimately, both sides of the ball showed up for the Sooners. Lauren, how'd the offense do in the game?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest takeaway here is that the Sooners only had the ball for 15 minutes in regulation compared to Army's 45. Army ran 87 offensive plays. Oklahoma only 40, their fewest in over 50 years. But time of possession didn't stop Oklahoma's ability to score when they had the chance. They averaged almost 9 yards per play. Kyler Murray was 11 for 15 with 165 yards and 3 touchdowns in the air, 71 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. Grant Calcaterra finally got in on the action Saturday with 2 catches for 47 yards. And CD Lamb caught 2 in the end zone. And as Madeline mentioned just a second ago, Carson Meyer caught 1 for his first career TD. But ultimately, it was Trey Sermon who got the pigskin the most from Kyler against Army with 18 carries, 119 yards, averaging over 6 yards a carry. A true nail-biter for Sooner fans whenever Oklahoma had the ball, Josh.
Yeah, the offense did great. Spectacular start to the season so far. As for the defense, it looked a little rough at times, but at the end of the day, they only gave up 21 points, and they got the stops when they needed them at the end of regulation and in overtime. They were on the field, as you mentioned, for essentially 3/4 of the game. So when you can take consideration how brutally tired they had to have been at the end of regulation to get the Kenneth Mann interception and then to get the Parnell Motley interception in overtime, that's really impressive that they buckled down and got that stop. Kenneth Murray and Curtis Bolton combined for over 50 tackles between the two of them. That's the most ever from an Oklahoma duo, and the first time that 2 Sooners have gone for over 20 each since 1974. Kenneth Murray had 28 tackles. That's the most in an FBS game since 2000. That's pretty good, I think. So all things considered, I think the defense did a pretty nice job, got the stops when they needed them, and they should be pretty proud of this win.
They definitely should. Kenneth Murray had that huge game, like you said, 28 tackles earlier today. Josh caught up with Murray to talk about his performance on Saturday.
I think as a whole we did great. You know, obviously we knew it was going to be that type of night. We knew they was going to come in here with the triple outs and stuff like that. But it's a lot of stuff that you can take away good from that. You know, they only had one play that was over 14 yards the whole game. So, you know, as long as we continue to fight and continue to do what we did on Saturday and fight the way we did, you know, we'll be fine.
In post-game, you mentioned that you told at least 10 teammates you're going to break the record for tackles. Give me some backstory to that. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, kind of going into it Monday, I kind of was watching Army, and I already had an idea of kind of what they ran. And so, you know, me and Buzzy, Curtis, you know, me and him joking around about who's going to make the most plays. And I was just like, bro, I'm going to break the record this week. And so I just kind of was telling people that all week, I'm going to break the record this week. I'm going to run it up this week. And so, you know, I mean, it's just great to see that, you know, God see me through on that. And, you know, I'm just, at the end of the day, nothing was me. It was all God, and it was all my D-line, man. Those guys kept me clean for most of the night, and I was able to strip and make plays.
Is there anything different you have to do in preparation this week after being on the field for so long, about 45 minutes, different conditioning this week?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing a lot more, you know, treatment and stuff like that just to get my body back. But you know, my body's pretty much back now, and you know, it's pretty much the same old thing now. I'm getting ready for better. I'm locked in on them.
All All right, last question. Going into Baylor last year, obviously they had a pretty good performance, put up over 40 points in Waco. Their offense has been good so far this year. What's the things you're looking at to try and slow them down this weekend?
They have a really good offense, really good spread offense. They try to attack you on the ground and attack you in the air and stuff like that. So we got to be balanced all the way around, have great defense all the way around in order to, stop them and stop their offense. So I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Cool. Thanks, Kenneth.
Now that we're all caught up on football, let's get an update on some other Sooner sports in action. Lauren, how's the golf team doing?
Well, Madeline, the number 3 ranked Sooners have come out swinging this season. The guys took first place out of 8 teams at the Carmel Cup in Pebble Beach, shooting a 3-day total of 46 under par, beating Georgia by This time, out of 15 teams, the Sooners shot a team total 5 under. The best part is they beat the Texas Longhorns by 3 strokes. Blaine Hale tied for first in the individual leaderboard, shooting 7 under par. And our very own guest tonight, Riley Casey, tied for 9th in the Gopher International. And next, the Sooners head to Fort Worth, Texas for the Nike Collegiate Invitational.
Nice job from the golf team there. Soccer team, they went up north to Kansas. Had a pretty good weekend. They played number 24 Jayhawks to start. Took a 2-1 loss in double OT. But despite the late night and quick turnaround, they did beat K-State on Sunday 1-0. That was the Sooners' second shutout win of the season behind McKinley Crone. She had 8 saves, completely dominated the Wildcats. Erica Yost got the first goal of the ballgame, the only goal. It came in the first minute, so Crone held on to that lead the entire time. As I mentioned, second shutout of the season. Next up for the Sooners, they play Texas Tech on Friday here in Norman, so go out and watch some soccer. Support the team this weekend.
Good start. I don't know what you guys think, but it's a good time to be a Sooner.
Yeah, every team
it's a good time.
So
All right, well, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, Lauren and Josh will give their MVPs from Saturday's game. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Center Sports Pad. It is now time for Face-Off, Lauren's first ever. Guys, who was your MVP of the Sooners win over Army on Saturday?
Well, I'm going to have to go with the guy we've talked about already a lot tonight, a guy who dominated 45 minutes of the game on Saturday, Kenneth Murray. It feels like Murray didn't miss a beat despite Army's resilience on 3rd and 4th down conversions, but he did beat a 53-year-old record. He went into the game with a career-high 10 tackles, but guess how many he tacked on Saturday night? 28 tackles in a single game to claim the school record previously held by Carl McAdams at 24. That's the most by an NCAA FBS player since at least 2000. Murray was honored with the Walter Camp Football Foundation National Defensive Player of the Week. Oh, and of course, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. But the best part was Murray he spoke after the game, and he had mentioned how he had told multiple teammates that he was going to do that on Saturday, and he did just that.
Yeah,
Josh.
Called a shot.
He did.
Very nice. Hard to argue with Kenneth Murray. Had an historic performance. For me, I'll go with friend of the program, C.D. Lamb. He had another nice game. 2 touchdowns. 3rd consecutive game with a touchdown for C.D. Lamb. Really picked up his teammate. Partner in crime Marquise Brown was kept off the stat sheet. So Lamb picked up his buddy, picked up his team when they needed it, had 2 touchdowns, as I mentioned, the game winner in overtime. When the team needed him most, he came up big. It goes back to what Colin and I were saying on the show last week. You might be able to limit one of these guys, but you're not going to stop both. There's just no way. And so C.D. Lamb did a nice job. They really needed him, and he came up big.
He definitely did. Well, I am with Lo. She has an audience question for you guys.
How many wins will the Browns get this year with Baker Mayfield?
Well, yeah, the Browns announced today Baker will start as quarterback, and I'll tell you, I think that this is obviously a huge job for him, and I think he's going to lead the Browns with the same passion and intensity as he did
For sure.
the Sooners for his 3 years here. But all of the Browns' previous issues did not come from the quarterback position, so I'm going to go with 6 more wins, 7 total, including his stellar performance last Thursday. And I think the team's 7 remaining losses will be handed them by the Ravens twice, Buccaneers, Chiefs, Bengals, Chargers, and the Panthers. But, I'm interested to see what's going to happen next season after he's had a lot of time with them.
Yeah, you saw what happened. As soon as he came into the game on Thursday, complete mood in the stadium totally changed. He changes
Just
everything.
like what we saw multiple times here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. He asked a question I would think it'd be pretty low. It's the Browns. But I'm actually looking at the schedule here. I think that they have a chance to win a lot more games. I think maybe 8 or more. The look at the schedule. This week they play the 0-3 Raiders. They could win that easily. They have 6 more home games. 2 of the road games are the Texans, who don't have any wins, and the Steelers, who are a mess. Add that to the fact that if they had started Baker all along, I think they'd be 3-0. So I think they win at least 8 more, maybe get up to 9-10 wins, make a run at the wild card, maybe that division's not very good, and make the playoffs. I don't know why not.
Hot take.
Why not?
I thought Madeline had a hotter take.
I believe in Baker.
Since we're out here firing hot takes, I'm going to give one of my own. The Browns make a Super Bowl appearance. It could happen. I believe in Baker Mayfield.
Baby steps.
All right, guys. Viral video time. Show me something good.
All right, well, for my first ever viral video, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the golf theme we have going here, and I think it's hard to ignore what Tiger Woods did yesterday. Let's check this out. We see crowds rush the football field all the time, but we never see this rushing the fairway. I mean, have you ever seen this before? Tiger having to push through people to get to the green on 72nd hole, rocking his typical Sunday red. Spectators were chanting his name, and history was made yesterday when Tiger Woods won the Tour Championship, shooting 11 under to beat Billy Horschel by 2 strokes. This was Tiger's first win in over 5 years, his 80th career win. And I'm saying this is probably one of the greatest comebacks in all of sports history, nevertheless golf history.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's more important to their sport than Tiger Woods is to golf. So yesterday, I'm watching some NFL football. I'm trying to recover from the insanity that was Army game on Saturday night, just trying to de-stress for a little bit. Yeah. And I saw 2 of the most disrespectful things I've seen in a football game maybe ever. So let's roll it. We're going to see them both, and we'll see which one. So Cowboys are driving, trying to tie the game up here or whatever, get back in it. Earl Thomas gets the interception here to ice the ball game against the Cowboys. And what does he go do to go celebrate? He goes in front of the Cowboys bench and drops a bow on them. Ooh. Last year he's telling the Cowboys to come get him. This year he's bowing. Then in the night game, Patriots-Lions, Bill Belichick's coming out of the tunnel, and these little Lions fans, they just want to high five. Oh, look at this. Direct eye contact, completely ignores them. I don't know what was worse. Probably Belichick. Maybe if he had been a little more loose, they could have not lost by 16 points to the Lions.
Seriously.
But, I don't know.
That's some savagery going on in those.
Yeah,
wow.
Just a full day of savagery.
All right, audience, it is now time to vote for the winner of Face Off. Shoot the ladders for who you think won. Who thinks the winner is Lauren?
0-2. 0-2.
How about Josh?
Yeah! I'm not going to win very many of these.
I'm going to have to give that one to Lauren. Congrats, Lauren.
I'm gonna give it to Lauren.
Well, it is time for a break. But when we come back, we'll learn about a tennis star who is lining it up on the court. Stay with us.
Thanks to our cornerstone television partners, OU Medicine, Anheuser-Busch, OU Extended Campus, and our community partners, Landers Auto Group, Devon Energy, Coca-Cola, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Jake Van Enberg is a name that more and more Sooner fans are starting to know. Sports Pad's Shiloh Sellers has more on the sophomore tennis star who was born with tennis in his veins.
Van Enberg is a well-known name in the tennis community. However, here in Norman, it's not Greg, but his son Jake serving up the heat on the courts.
My dad played on the tour for 10 to 12 years, so it kind of runs in the family a little bit. I started when I was like 3-4 years old, swinging a racket, so ever since the beginning, really.
Jake's dad, Greg, retired with a career-high rank of 28th in the world. He went on to coach the University of Wisconsin's men's tennis team and would later coach Jake at the famous IMG Academy in Florida.
It's tough. They're not easy footsteps to fill, they're big footsteps, so it takes a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of expectation from him and from other people because of who my dad is, so it makes things a little bit harder, but it also makes things easier too, with the sense that he can coach me and that I trust him and he knows the game, and that it helps having someone on your side that knows the game really well.
Jake graduated from IMG as one of their top-rated players. Penn State, Kentucky, Tennessee, Northwestern, and the University of Oklahoma, all interested in Jake's talents, but only one place really felt like home.
OU was just, I don't know, I came here, I said to myself before I went on my visits that I would know where I wanted to be kind of after the visit, you know what I mean? And I visited Penn State, I visited Florida. I visited a few schools, and I just kind of knew after visiting here, meeting the guys, and seeing the environment and the people that I wanted to come.
The sophomore business major had a breakout freshman year last fall, finishing 16-3 on the season, leading the Sooners in single wins. He went on to go undefeated in Big 12 play, clinching a 4-3 win for the Sooners in the Bedlam Series. Tennis practically running through his veins, Jake's young career has been very successful, a big feat for any freshman. But for those who know Jake well, his success is no surprise.
Jake's a very powerful guy. I think he walks in a room and everybody notices Jake. Jake's very personable. People really like to be around Jake. He's a fun guy. On the court, he plays with a lot of energy, plays with a lot of fire. You know, he's the type of guy you want on your team because he's always firing up and motivating the other guys.
He's a unique one. He's definitely a character you won't meet again in your life, but I've had a lot of great times with the kid. I mean, we've been best friends. He's been like a brother to me since, I don't know how long, 11, 12 years old. And we've both just been growing up, and I've seen him become a great tennis player.
Jake's most recent domination took place at the ITA National Summer Championships, where he again went undefeated, taking home the first place singles title. Up next, Jake heads to Tulsa for the ITA Men's All-American Championship in October. Shiloh Sellers, Sooner Sports Pad.
Now let's hear from our guest, Riley Casey.
Nice pitch, bud. Yeah! All righty. All right, Riley, so golf team's off to a good start here, some tournament wins. What's going on for you guys right now?
Everything. We have a good group of guys. We're all playing well. We've had one guy finish second in the Carmel Cup in Pebble Beach. We had Blaine Hale get the co-medalist honors at the Gopher, and having guys lead tournaments and being up there in contention is just helping us be in contention as a team.
What's going right? Everything. That was his answer.
That was a perfect answer.
That was great.
We've got the Nike Collegiate coming up. Colonial's a tough one. How are you guys preparing best for this?
We're just working hard as a team, working a lot on short game, putting, just pretty much everything. We won this tournament last year, and it was up in Oregon, so we're looking at trying to go back, see if we can't defend the title.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit in Lauren's viral video. Did you get a chance to watch Tiger yesterday? And also, if there's a pro out there you model your game after, who is it?
I got a chance to watch Tiger. That's all I did yesterday, put on homework for a little bit. A guy like him, anytime he's in competition, especially after the struggles, it's good seeing him come back. And when I was young, just always watching Tiger, tried to model after him, so he hit it close, make putts, and that usually leads to good scores.
Not a bad guy to model after.
All right, tell me, do you have any superstitions on the golf course?
A little bit. I always use the same coin when I play and just make sure everything goes in the right pockets, or the superstitions I have. Okay. Our coach has a few more that I'm not as sure about, but.
I'm curious, in the spring you play a little more of a tighter schedule than the fall. Is it harder to stay in rhythm when you're playing tournaments just every few weeks rather than like every week, or is it not really because you play all the time?
Not too much. So definitely a little bit harder staying in rhythm now, but it's a great chance for all of us. We're here after the summer, come back, see who's doing well, who's playing well, and we have some new freshmen, see how they're handling the change to college.
Has an audience question for us. Madeline?
That's right. Lo has a question for you.
Okay. If you could play any other sport besides golf, what would it be?
Track, because I've never been able to run.
Cater to the crowd.
It's a good answer.
Crowd favorite.
Well, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll have dynamic duos with a twist. Stay with us. Welcome back to Center Sports Pad. It's now time to play dynamic duos. Now, if you normally watch our show, it's a little bit different this time. I'm here with Riley Casey and a sports journalism student, Spencer Royce.
Yeah, love sports.
And I'm going to ask them some OU sports trivia questions, and we're going to see how well they know OU. Riley, do you think you know a lot about OU's history in sports?
I know a pretty decent amount.
How about you, Spencer?
I think I know enough to get by.
To get by?
Yeah.
All right, let's see how it goes. Question number 1. When was the last time OU football won the national championship? A, 2014, B, 2002, C, 2000, or D, 1997?
All right. It was either 2000 and 2002, because that's when Bob Stoops was here.
All right, that's between two. Do you know the answer?
Big game, Bob. I got to go 2000.
2000? Let's see.
Let's go!
All right, question number 2. Which current OU athletics program has won the most consecutive national titles? Is it A, men's gymnastics, B, women's gymnastics, C, women's basketball, or D, volleyball?
I'm pretty sure men's gymnastics on that one.
Men's gymnastics, do you agree?
I would have to agree. I've seen them win a lot lately.
They have. Let's see if that's the answer.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Jim.
Yes!
You guys are smart. All right, third question. This one's a little bit harder. How many fans can the Lloyd Noble Center hold? Is it A, 2,500, B, 11,562,
Sounds good.
C, 8,426, or D, 13,776? That's a lot of numbers there.
I'm feeling B, 11,000.
Feeling B? What about you, Spence?
Honestly, I've sat in all 11,500, whatever you said. That's how many there is. It's B.
All right, you're pretty confident there. Let's see.
I've counted them out.
Anticipation.
There you go. All right. Question number 4. Which coach has been at OU the longest? Is it A, Sherry Cole, B, Lon Kruger, C, Lincoln Riley, or D, KJ Kindler? What do you think, Riley?
Sherry?
Yeah, I'm saying Sherry. What do you think?
I think Sherry Cole.
Think Sherry? What about you, Spencer?
No, it's not. It's A. It's A. Sherry Cole.
Okay, let's see. All right, Sherry Cole. All right. Well, these two are really smart, and we'll see you next Monday. Thank you for watching Sooner Sports Pad. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and be back here next Monday, same time, same place. Good night, Sooner Nation. Thanks for joining us today.